I came into the disability rights movement as a feminist. I was a feminist before I was disabled. But when I say I came into the movement as a feminist, it was really my feminism that opened my soul to the fact that there was a place for me in the struggle for disability justice.
For too long, women with disabilities have been discouraged from viewing ourselves as women or taking on women's roles. So aesthetically, we get the message that we aren't beautiful, and functionally, we often get the message that we're not capable of creating our own families or taking care of people, that we can't make a good home, for example. And we receive that message from parents, teachers, people close to us, people we care about. Also the media, and sadly, even from other women, including women in the women's movement. So that's where we've been. But things are definitely getting better. They're improving, and they've changed a lot since I was a young girl. The thing that's important is that the change agents have been women with disabilities. They've been very agentic, as we say, in disability studies, or I shall say we have been very agentic. Women with disabilities have a greater presence than ever before. As Martha mentioned, this is true on an international scale. Women with disabilities have really been movers in getting disability recognized as a human rights issue.
When I sit down to write this poem, I think of the woman at the corner of Ashby and College. That's in Berkeley, just in case, right? You know, last week I was in Berkeley, so Ashby and College in Berkeley. She sits at the corner and her voice is strident. She wants money. She sits large and commanding. She sits in her manual wheelchair. Strident, she sits, and she presides over the crossing. She booms, a foghorn loud across the street. I decline to change the side I'm wheeling on, but I know she's coming up, and I smile.
When I thought about one of the issue that we should address, I really had a hard time, coming up with just one issue, because I think, depending on who you're asking and what country they're coming from, these issues will be different. And I prefer to think of all of these issues, be it, violence, employment, in terms of well-being. Do they contribute to the sense of well-being or not? Just to give you an example, Russia has adopted and ratified the UN Convention on the Rights of Persons with Disabilities, I think a couple of years ago. It doesn't mean much though, because on the other hand, we have this law against the so-called propaganda of homosexuality. And to me, that's just, you cannot address one issue at the expense of the other. So that's just my view of this. Thank you.